About 25 years ago, I moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana. I came back to Fort Wayne. I had been here before, but I came back about 25 years ago looking, desiring a fresh start. I had been given a one-way ticket to Fort Wayne. The man that had led me to Christ knew I needed a fresh start. And I told him that I believed that I could go to Fort Wayne and get a fresh start. I arrived here. My mom was already here. And I joined the first church that I attended on the first Sunday that I had an opportunity to attend, all because I wanted a fresh start. I joined True Love Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of the late, great Pastor Jesse White. And I began my pilgrimage, if you would allow me, my faith journey at that church and at that time. And during that time, I remember, if you will allow me a few moments to do a Minnie Riperton thing, walk down memory lane. I remember my life sandwiched between two worlds. A world that I knew all too familiar. A world of drugs and debauchery, the world of thugging. And a world that I knew nothing about, and that was a church world. I knew all that I needed to know about that thug life. I have been quite successful at being a thug. But I did not come to Fort Wayne to pick up the same script. I came to Fort Wayne for a fresh start. I did not know anything about this church life. And because I had been a thug, even though I did not desire to be that any longer, I still had all the handicaps of a thug. Now don't look at me crazy, because some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And one of the handicaps of a thug is you don't trust nobody. I didn't survive the streets of New York and 14th and T Street in D.C. trusting anybody. But I wanted what these church folks had. So sandwiched between a world that I did not want to revisit and a world that I wanted something to do with was a season, a time in my life of loneliness. I couldn't go back to that life, and I didn't know how to quite identify with this life. So I was very lonely. And I remember during that time, give me a few minutes, I'm going somewhere. I remember during that time contemplating, musing up on the idea of purchasing a pet in general and a bird in particular. Yeah. But I was soon, if you will allow me, led by my spirit to denounce the idea of purchasing a bird for a pet. Primarily because the idea of placing in a cage this beautifully formed and colored creature of God whose natural instinct is that of